At Mahindra Logistics, we are one team with a shared vision. We together make it a great place to work. Our people programs have empowered employees to work in an environment that is highly collaborative, inclusive, and driving innovation. With employee-centric policies and initiatives, we are creating an impact in the lives of our workforce. With our remote working policy, we promote work-life balance. We introduced several policies linked to COVID-19 to provide support and assistance to make the employee experience better. We promote diversity through our focused initiatives to onboard veterans through WEER, LGBTQ community members, persons with disabilities, and women on a career break via the UDAN initiative. Our employees benefit from a best-in-class e-learning platform with over 7,000 modules and capability building initiatives like Accelerate 2.0, leadership development programs, etc. Functional competency framework with career maps enables career progression. We are guided by our code of conduct to do the right thing every day, fostering ethics and trust within the organization. Our core values are defined, which make us give our best. We have a keen focus on employees' physical, mental, and financial health and overall well-being with Swayam sessions. Initiatives like Samvad and Sanjeevani enables two-way communication and helps us create a more engaged workforce. At MLL, we believe in the power of people. We invest in our teams, empower them, enabling them to deliver unparalleled experience to our customers and ignite success in their careers. At Mahindra Logistics, we are one team with a shared vision. We together make it a great place to work. Our people programs have empowered employees to work in an environment that is highly collaborative, inclusive, and driving innovation. With employee-centric policies and initiatives, we are creating an impact in the lives of our workforce. With our remote working policy, we promote work-life balance. We introduced several policies linked to COVID-19 to provide support and assistance to make the employee experience better. We promote diversity through our focused initiatives to onboard veterans through WEER, LGBTQ community members, persons with disabilities, and women on a career break via the UDAN initiative. Our employees benefit from a best-in-class e-learning platform with over 7,000 modules and capability-building initiatives like Accelerate 2.0, leadership development programs, etc. Functional competency framework with career maps enables career progression. We are guided by our code of conduct to do the right thing every day, fostering ethics and trust within the organization. Our core values are defined, which make us give our best. We have a keen focus on employees' physical, mental, and financial health and overall well-being with Swayam sessions. Initiatives like Samvad and Sanjeevani enables two-way communication and helps us create a more engaged workforce. At MLL, we believe in the power of people. We invest in our teams, empower them, enabling them to deliver unparalleled experience to our customers and ignite success in their careers.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to the 15th Annual General Meeting of the shareholders of Mahindra Logistics. It is my privilege to address you all as chairman of this company. In compliance with the circulars and directions issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, the company is conducting this annual general meeting through video conferencing. Thank you for joining us virtually today. I greatly appreciate your taking time to attend this AGM. As the requisite quorum is present through video conference, I as chairman call the meeting to order. Let me start with introducing the directors of your company. First, chairman of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee, Stakeholders Relationship Committee and Investment Committee, Mr. Darius Mandol, Independent Director. Chairman of the Audit Committee, Mr. Ajay Mehta, Independent Director. Chairperson of the Risk Management Committee, Ms. Avni Dauda, Independent Director.
Good afternoon.
Chairman of the CSR Committee, Mr. Ranu Vora, Independent Director.
Good afternoon.
Other independent directors, Ms. Malvika Sinha, Mr. Amit Haryani, our newest member on the board. Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Rampraveen Swaminathan. Non-executive, non-independent directors, Mr. Naveen Raju and Mr. Amit Sinha.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Dhananjay Mungle, non-executive independent director, is unable to attend the AGM today. The directors of your company are present at this meeting through video conferencing. Mr. Kedar Raje, partner of Deloitte Haskins & Sell LLP, the statutory auditor, and the representatives of the secretarial auditor, Messrs. Makarand Joshi and company, are also present at the meeting. Mr. Yogesh Patel, Chief Financial Officer, and Ms. Ruchi Khanna, Company Secretary of the company, are also participating in the meeting through video conference. I now request Ms. Ruchi Khanna, Chief Company Secretary, to take us through the regulatory matters and general instructions pertaining to the annual general meeting. Ruchi, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Anish Shah. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to this 15th Annual General Meeting of Mahindra Logistics Limited. Shareholders may note that this Annual General Meeting is being held through video conferencing in accordance with the Companies Act 2013 and the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. The facility for joining this meeting is made available through video conferencing for the members. The company has also provided webcast facility to view the live proceedings of this annual general meeting on the company's website. Now an advisory for the shareholders. All the members who have joined this meeting are by default placed in mute mode by the host to avoid any disturbance arising from the background noise and to ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. Once the name of the speaker shareholder is called out by the managing director, the speaker will be unmuted by the host to enable him or her to speak. Before speaking, the shareholder is requested to click on the audio as well as the video icon appearing on the screen to switch it on, and if for some reason the shareholder is not able to join through video mode, he or she can still speak using the audio mode. While speaking, we request shareholders to use earphones so that they are clearly audible and would also minimize any noise in the background. They are also requested to ensure that Wi-Fi is not connected to any other devices, no background applications are running, and proper lighting is available to have clarity in video and audio. If there is a connectivity problem at the speaker's end, the host will mute such speaker and the next speaker will be invited to speak. Since this annual general meeting is being held through video conference, pursuant to the applicable circulars of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI, physical attendance of members has been dispensed with. Accordingly, The facility for appointment of proxies is not available for the meeting. The register of directors and key managerial personnel and their shareholdings, register of contracts, the memorandum and articles of association of the company, and the certificate from the secretarial auditors of the company relating to the implementation of the company's ESOP schemes as required to be kept at the annual general meeting are available electronically for inspection by the members. Members seeking to inspect such documents can send an email to cs.mll@mahindra.com, which is also mentioned in the AGM notice. The notice of the 15th annual general meeting, along with the copies of the audited standalone financial statements and the audited consolidated financial statements for the financial year ended 31st March 2022, together with the board's and auditors' report, have been emailed within statutory period to all those shareholders whose email address are registered with the company or Lincoln Time India Private Limited, the registrar and share transfer agent of the company, or their depository participants. Hard copies were dispatched to shareholders who have requested for the same. With the permission of the members, I am now taking the notice of the 15th annual general meeting and the board's report, which are circulated to all the shareholders, as read. As the statutory auditor's report on the annual financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2022 and the secretarial auditor's report for the financial year ended 31st March 2022 do not contain any qualifications, observations, comments, or other remarks, the same are also taken as read. As per the Companies Act 2013 and the SEBI listing regulations, your company had provided the facility of remote e-voting to the shareholders to enable them to cast their votes electronically. As per the timelines mentioned in the AGM notice, the remote e-voting facility was provided for 5 days, which concluded at 5 p.m. yesterday. Further, in compliance with the rules on e-voting framed under the Companies Act 2013 and the circulars of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, the e-voting at the AGM will also be conducted by the same e-voting system of NSDL which was used during remote e-voting. The shareholders who have not cast their votes through remote e-voting process and otherwise not debarred from doing so shall be eligible to vote through the e-voting system during the AGM. Once the chairman orders commencement of e-voting, the vote tab on the screen will be activated to enable such shareholders to cast their votes. They can vote by clicking on the vote tab. Shareholders may please note that there is no voting by show of hands. The results of e-voting along with the scrutinizer's report shall be communicated to BSE and NSE, where equity shares of the company are listed, and will also be placed on the company's website and on the website of NSDL within prescribed timelines from the conclusion of the meeting. Mr. P.N. Parikh, or failing him Mr. Mitesh Dabliwala, or failing him Ms. Sarvari Shah, practicing company secretaries, have been appointed as scrutinizer to scrutinize the e-voting process in a fair and transparent manner. Now let's move to the agenda items of this AGM. There are 8 items for approval of the shareholders today. 5 items of ordinary business, which are 1. Adoption of the audited standalone financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2022 and the reports of the Board of Directors and the statutory auditors thereon to be passed as an ordinary resolution. 2. Adoption of the audited consolidated financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2022 and the report of the statutory auditors thereon to be passed as an ordinary resolution. 3. Declaration of the final dividend at a rate of Rs 2 per equity share of face value of Rs 10 each on the equity shares of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2022 to be passed as an ordinary resolution. 4. Reappointment of Mr. Ram Praveen Swaminathan as director liable to retire by rotation to be passed as an ordinary resolution. 5. Reappointment of Deloitte Huskins and Sells LLP as statutory auditors of the company for second term of 5 years from the conclusion of this AGM to the conclusion of the AGM to be held in 2027 and to fix their remuneration to be passed as an ordinary resolution. There are 3 agenda items of special business, which are 1. Appointment of Mr. Amit Pratap Singh Haryani as an independent director of the company for a first term of 5 consecutive years from 1st May 2022 to 30th April 2027 to be passed as a special resolution. 2. Reappointment of Ms. Avni Vishal Davda as an independent director of the company for a second term of 5 consecutive years from 30th July 2022 to 29 July 2027 to be passed as a special resolution. 3. Approval for entering into material related party transactions with Mahindra and Mahindra Limited, promoter and holding company, to be passed as an ordinary resolution. The objective and implications of the resolutions proposed at the AGM are already set out in the notice of the AGM and the explanatory statement, and for sake of brevity are not being repeated again. In case any members wish to seek any further clarifications, they can raise it at the question and answer session. I will now take you through the flow of the AGM proceedings. The chairman will first address the shareholders. Then, in accordance with Section 108 of the Companies Act 2013 and rules made thereunder, read with the MCA circulars, he will order e-voting to be conducted on every business to be transacted at this AGM as set forth in the notice, followed by a question and answer session by the Managing Director and CEO. The company has received requests from some shareholders to register them as speakers at the meeting. Accordingly, the floor will be open for these members to ask questions and express their views. The moderator will facilitate the session once the Managing Director and CEO opens the floor for questions and answers. Those shareholders who have not registered as speaker but still desire to raise any questions may use the chat box provided on the screen. With this, I now request our chairperson to kindly address the shareholders.
Dear members, since the inception of Mahindra Logistics, our endeavor has been to orchestrate continuous value and impact for our stakeholders, thus inspiring and igniting success for all. We are driven to deliver clarity and confidence to enterprises through our integrated and customized solutions to enhance the supply chains and mobility operations. Our values guide us in our efforts to boldly reimagine the future, a future that will inspire and ignite success for all. The company is committed to reporting transparent and reliable financial and non-financial information on its annual performance and progress on its strategic priorities to enable informed decisions for all shareholders. Our first integrated report is a decisive step in our journey to becoming a more responsible, mature, and transparent business. The year gone by has been one of the most challenging periods, replete with uncertainties and volatility in the external environment. However, we delivered growth and improvement in profitability, reinforcing the resilience of our business model and demonstrating its ability to create value in the most challenging circumstances. Over the last year, we have leveraged trends emerging from the external environment to reimagine our business segments. We are focused on our core 3PL integrated solutions and network transportation services to give businesses seamless control over every moving part they have to unlock continuous success. Our mobility segment provides a host of people mobility services in both B2B and B2C spaces. Despite the economic damage caused by successive waves of the pandemic, we continue to drive revenue and profits driven largely by growing the 3PL business in e-commerce, consumer, and automotive segments. Expanding our network service businesses, which includes freight forwarding and B2B express business, which now contribute to over 20% of the business, has been another growth area. We continue to expand our presence in the pharma and engineering segment for cross-border movement and our air charter cargo services. I'm pleased to report that the board has recommended a final dividend of 20%, amounting to rupees 2 per share for the year. EDEL, our last mile EV cargo service, has shown tremendous growth with operations in 15 cities and a fleet strength of over 550 vehicles. Our strategic acquisition of Wizard ZipZap Logistics has strengthened our reach and technology capabilities for last mile delivery. The Indian logistics and 3PL market is forecast to have robust growth driven by growth in demand for logistics services. There is an emerging demand for multimodal logistics, cross-border logistics, and micro-fulfillment. Hyperlocal delivery is growing faster. The proliferation of D2C brands and the drive towards network expansion and omni-channel are resulting in higher demand for fulfillment logistics, last-mile delivery, and integrated solutions. As a reliable 3PL partner to our clients, we are transforming our front end to offer integrated logistics solutions to our clients so they can focus on the core aspects of their business. During the year, we implemented our transformation program to enhance our solutions capability. The program has helped boost new account addition and expansion with current clients. Our focus is on growth, digitization, and becoming a preferred partner for our clients, wherein together with our employees and associates, we are embarking upon a transformative journey of igniting success. Today, we have 17.5 million square feet of warehousing space and a growing cross-border supply chain business. Our comprehensive warehousing solutions offer a pan-India network of over 3 million square feet of state-of-the-art large format multi-client warehousing. Expanding rapidly across India, this network manages tech-enabled storage, fulfillment, and distribution services for e-commerce, consumer, automobile, and engineering industries. These customizable and flexible warehouses are strategically located near key consumption clusters and manufacturing centers. They're fully compliant with standard amenities. These warehouses are Grade A certified. Long-term macro trends for mobility remain positive with long-term growth from enterprise and B2C segments. The acquisition of Meru will help accelerate this journey. The combined capabilities of Meru and Alight will enable us to better serve our B2C and enterprise customers with an expanded portfolio of services. Digitization has been a game changer for the logistics industry, with the customer now looking for agility, risk management, and visibility over the supply chain. Our digital transformation over the last 3 years has helped us drive efficiency, scalability, and enriched experience. We have implemented core technologies for transportation management, warehouse management, freight forwarding technology, etc. We have effectively targeted these technologies to visualize and analyze the entire stack and drive optimization across the entire supply chain. And we continue to pilot and scale emerging technologies like drones, automated guided vehicles, etc., to remain future fit. We are putting in place strong foundational initiatives like the Center of Excellence to drive operations efficiently. Our incubator program, Catapult, is seemingly the only incubator program in the logistics space. This program aims to transform the Indian supply chain and mobility sector and co-create future-ready tech-powered solutions with the Indian startup ecosystem. It offers a unique world-class platform that supports, enables, accelerates, and empowers the logistics startup community in igniting success. The recent cohort of Catapult 2.0 saw a participation of over 100 startups from the supply chain and mobility space, and we look forward to pilot and deploy future-ready tech-powered solutions. Over the years, we have institutionalized the highest benchmarks of corporate working and behavior in our processes and addressed governance issues transparently and effectively. Doing things is important. Doing them the right way is even more important. Our code of conduct sets out what all of us need to understand and do and ensure the highest standards of corporate behavior by practicing them in word and deed. Our core values help us pursue our vision to be among the most successful, sustainable, and responsible companies in the world. As we endeavor to ignite success, we recognize that each of our stakeholders reposes their belief and trust in us. Thanks to a wide variety of programs and initiatives a company has so effectively executed over the past few years, I'm pleased to share that MLL is certified as a great place to work. This reflects a continuous pursuit of building a workforce of the future through skill development and multiple talent empowerment programs. Diversity and inclusion is an important component of our growth story, as it enables us to build a productive workforce by recruiting the best talent, irrespective of where they come from. UDAN, a second careers program, encourages women professionals who took a career break through a well-designed internship program leading to full-time employment. This has also given opportunities to women who wanted to return to the workforce on account of the loss of their spouses to COVID-19. Our policy on LGBTQ+ inclusion endeavors not just to hire candidates from the community, but also to create an inclusive environment for them to grow their careers and realize their dreams. We have also welcomed veterans from the armed forces through our Veer program for employment, engagement, and retention of veterans from these armed forces. Our business associates and third-party employees are an integral part of the entire ecosystem we operate in. Our network of business associates provides the agility to serve our customers, and our growth is contingent upon their success. We have developed a unique business associate lifecycle management process that seeks to create opportunities and support entrepreneurship. Our digital platform for our associates enables digital onboarding, transaction processing, and payments, thereby making the entire process faster and more transparent. We're making rapid strides on the ESG front, and this is an important personal priority for me as well. We have outlined a path to reducing our carbon footprint, and in the past year, we have joined science-based targets to develop a transparent, metric-driven sustainability journey. Our overall sustainability performance on key parameters has improved significantly, and we remain focused on scope 1, 2, and 3 emission reductions. Our EV cargo services have completed nearly 7 million clean kilometers, saving over 1,000 tons of carbon dioxide, and our newer state-of-art facilities are sustainable by design and IGBC or LEED certified. This is an important part of our pledge to become carbon neutral by 2040 and to align with the sustainability ambitions of our stakeholders. Our community investments benefited over 2 lakh people across diverse initiatives. Through our flagship program, Gram Vikas, we reached 70,000 people. We undertook various disaster relief and rehabilitation measures to ensure the safety of our local communities. Several carbon offset projects are also in progress in our communities. We have registered improvement in the Business Associate Satisfaction Index, Customer Satisfaction Index, and MCARES scores. Our performance during fiscal 22 is a continuing validation of our strategy and execution push. The multi-pronged growth and multiple acquisitions point toward a belief in our business and our commitment to igniting success. I would also like to take this opportunity to place on record my appreciation to Mr. S. Durgashankar, who has retired from the Mahindra Group, and Mr. Parag Shah, who has stepped down from the board to take on other responsibilities. I would also like to thank our MD and CEO, Mr. Rampraveen Swaminathan, and the team for leading by example and exemplifying the values of the Mahindra Group. We remain confident that together we will rise and ignite success for all. Now let me come back to the AGM proceedings. As mentioned by Ms. Ruchi Khanna, Company Secretary, shareholders can share their questions and comments arising from the agenda of the AGM in the chat box provided on the screen. The company has indeed made all efforts feasible under the circumstances to enable members to participate and vote on items being considered for the meeting. Before I open the floor for questions by members, I order for commencement of e-voting on each item of the agenda. Those shareholders who do not wish to participate in the discussion or the question and answer session relating to the resolutions, or do not seek any clarifications, or do not want to wait till the question and answer session is over, can cast their votes now. Kindly note that those of you who have already cast your votes on the remote e-voting platform shall not be permitted to cast votes again. Votes once cast cannot be changed subsequently. And now I hand over the proceedings to Mr. Rampraveen Swaminathan to address the question and answer session. Ram, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Anisha, and a hearty welcome to all members today. Moving on to the Q&A, we will invite the speaker shareholders who have pre-registered as speakers to the company one by one. I request the speakers to avoid being repetitive, and also in the interest of all present, I request you to stick only to the points rising out of the agenda items. To avoid repetition, we will respond to all the questions together at the end. May I have the first speaker, please?
Speaker number 1, Mr. Dinesh Bhatia.
हेलो हेलो सर, मेरा आवाज सुनाई देता है?
Mr. Bhatia. Yes, Mr. Bhatia, we can hear you.
हाँ, मेरा वीडियो भी दिखाई रहा है सर? दिख रहा है वीडियो या नहीं दिख? ठीक है। अच्छा, फर्स्ट तो चेयरमैन सी मैं आपको और आपका पूरा टीम को कांग्रेचुलेशन कहूँगा। अच्छी बात है, आप लोग की अच्छी मेहनत है, जिसके कारण हम ये 2 साल से इतना पेंडेमिक पीरियड में भी 3,600 करोड़ का ये साल का हमारा रेवेन्यू है। लास्ट ईयर का भी 4,000 करोड़ का हमारा रेवेन्यू था। ये मेंटेन रखा है, वो एक बहुत बड़ी आप लोग की मेहनत दिखा रही है। और आपने नेट प्रॉफिट भी जो है वो 24.44 करोड़ स्टैंड एलोन में, और कंसोलिडेटेड में देखें तो 34.57 करोड़ नेट प्रॉफिट। ये एक आप लोग की मेहनत दिखती है कि आप लोग ने काफ़ी ऐसे पीरियड में भी काफ़ी काम किया हुआ है। बाकी तो मैं देखता हूँ अपना रिजल्ट सब कुछ एक्सेलेंट है। रिजल्ट ये बैलेंस शीट जो बनाई है आपकी टीम ने वो भी बहुत बढ़िया है। काफ़ी माहिती मिल जाती है उसमें, क्या क्या हमारी एक्टिविटी है, क्या कहाँ से प्रॉफिट कितना होता है। बहुत अच्छी बात है। खाली मेरी आपको एक ही रिक्वेस्ट है कि हमारा जो शेयर का भाव आप देखें तो 466 रुपीज़ है। जो 10 रुपये का हमारा वैल्यू है उसके सामने 466 वैल्यू है। तो और लोवेस्ट हमारा 395 हुआ था और हाईएस्ट में 800 रुपया तक गया है, 819। तो मैं आपको इतना रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि हो सके तो आप 2 रुपये में या 5 रुपये में शेयर को स्प्लिट, मैं बोनस की बात नहीं करूंगा क्योंकि हम समझते हैं कि कैपिटल बढ़ जाएंगी, कल हमें मुनाफे में भी तो रिफ्लेक्ट होएगा। लेकिन अगर आप ये स्प्लिट करेंगे तो मैं मानता हूं कि हमारे कुछ भी बैलेंस शीट पे रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं होएगा। खाली हमें खुशी होगी कि हमारे शेयर की संख्या बढ़ी हुई है, और हमारे शेयर की संख्या तो बढ़ेगी। मार्केट में भी आप देखेंगे तो हमारा जो शेयर है उसके वॉल्यूम बढ़ जाएगा। अभी जो ट्रेडिंग हो रहा है उससे काफ़ी ट्रेडिंग बढ़ जाएगा, तो क्या इन्वेस्टर भी बढ़ जाएगा। तो मार्के मैं सोचता हूँ अगर हो सके आप अगली डायरेक्टर मीटिंग में सब डायरेक्टर तो बैठे हैं तो आप ये सजेशन मेरा स्वीकार कीजिए कि नेक्स्ट मीटिंग डायरेक्टर में आप 5 रुपये का या 2 रुपये का जो भी आपको सुविधा है ऐसा शेयर का स्प्लिट करने की कोशिश कीजिए। आपका सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट भी बहुत बढ़िया है, हमें बहुत खुशी हुई कि हमें अपडेट भी किया, कल भी किया, आज भी किया कि आप मीटिंग में आना, जिससे हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा। आज मेरी 5 मीटिंग है अभी स्टिल 3 बजे के बाद की 3:30 बजे की 5 मीटिंग ऑलरेडी। ग्रेट ईस्टर्न शिपिंग, महेंद्र, अपना ये लॉजिस्टिक तो अपना ही कंपनी है, और बाकी द ग्रेट ईस्टर्न शिपिंग 5 कंपनी की जो मीटिंग चल रही है वो छोड़ के मैं यहाँ उपस्थित रहा हूँ कि आपके ये जो सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट की जो भावना, तो ये बहुत आपके माफिक, आप तो शेयर होल्डर के प्रति भावना अच्छी है, लेकिन आपका सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट भी शेयर होल्डर को इतनी अच्छी ट्रीटमेंट देते हैं। तो पिरामल की मीटिंग है वो अभी जो बुलाने में, और 4-5 मीटिंग है, गोदरेज की, एग्रोवेट की भी मीटिंग है। तो हम ये सब छोड़ के ये मीटिंग में आए ड्यू टू आप लोग का जो ये भावना देखा, हमें बहुत खुशी हुई। मैं हर एक रिजोल्यूशन में साथ देता।
Thank you, Dinesh ji. Can we have the next speaker?
Our next speaker is Mr. S.P. Besania.
So can you see me and hear me?
Mr. Besania, we can hear you.
Not see me. Now see me also.
Now we can see and hear you.
So I welcome our new director, and I'm sure he'll contribute to the company. He's a representative of Mahindra's. So we acquired Meru. Was it EPS accretive? So I congratulate the management on very good results for the year, and even first quarter was very good. So how do you see the results going forward? So what is the roadmap for the next 2 years? So thank you very much, and all the best for the future. Because there are so many meetings, I didn't want to disturb you more.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Besania. Can we have the next speaker? Ruchi, can we have the next speaker?
Yes, we have Mr. Tamal Kumar Mazumdar.
Yes, ma'am. 1 minute. 1 minute. Good afternoon, Dr. Shah, Mr. Saminathan, Mr. Pandole, and other directors of the company. Myself, Tamal Kumar Mazumdar, an equity shareholder from Calcutta. My special thanks to our company secretary, Ruchi Khanna, and our team consists of Supriya Naik and others for maintaining cordial relationship with shareholders. And she sent me the report and link for the meeting well in time so that I may attend the meeting. Sir, I have gone through the report, annual report, have some queries relating to audited accounts and other matters, and seek your indulgence. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for sharing your thoughts. But what surprised me is that, sir, you talked so many things regarding the EU company achieved. But if you look at the accounts, have a look, sir, during the year, though revenue from operation increased by 23% in relation to previous year, yet profit before tax, before exceptional item, and tax actually decreased from 36.64 crores to 32.69 crores during financial year 22. What is the reason for such decrease in profit before exceptional item and tax during financial year 22? Is it due to fierce competition? We are not in a position to face it, or is it due to fierce competition? We are actually doing away less profit, earning less profit, and or any other matters. So during March 21, actually company was also bullish. Last annual general meeting, that the company signed an agreement with Bajaj Electricals under the project Samriddhi, and it was said, I still remember you said within 5 years the total revenue will be around 1,000 crores. And during June also, June 21, it signed agreement with Flipkart for EV development. how much revenue the company earned from these two parties and whether it was profitable during financial year 22. And how they are doing. How? Wow. And what is the present status in this regard also? Sir, on a consolidated basis, revenue from supply chain management, ACM contributed 96.4%, 46%, and enterprise mobility contributed 3.5%, 54%. What is the contribution of enterprise mobility segment to the profit before tax during financial year 22? Whether it is around the same 3.4% or something else. We want to know the profitability of mobility segment, enterprise mobility segment. Sir, non-Mahindra Group consolidated supply chain revenue increased by 28.97% during financial year 22. As regards Mahindra and Mahindra Group is concerned, revenue from it also increased by 28%, from 1,470 crores to 1,881 crores in financial year 22. What was its contribution to our profitability during the financial year 22? Because in Mahindra 28% increased. And what is the contribution of profit to our total profitability due to Mahindra transactions? And sir, for the last 4 years, I am raising the issue that our company used to depend on our parent for more than half of its business. During financial year 21, parent contributed 50% of the total revenue, standalone turnover, and during financial year 22, it increased to 52%. Sir, what steps you are considering to decrease the dependence on parent and associates as regards revenue is concerned? Please share your thoughts, sir. And sir, why the company is keeping such huge cap on related party transaction to 3,500? Nearly double the revenue from parent during financial year 22 in its resolution number 8. Because they are expecting that there will be huge windfall during the current year for this. Because what we noted, it was from the parent, the revenue was nearly 1,800 crores. And you sought approval from the shareholders for 3,500 crores. What is the reason for 2023? Is there any possibility of huge increase in the revenue from the parent? Do you believe that addition of Meru and other related companies to the company as subsidiary will help you to decrease the dependence on the parent during financial year 23 and onwards? What is the present status of takeover of 100% paid up equity of all those companies from the parent? And as regards Meru is concerned, during mid-June, I got a Meru car after waiting for 40 minutes at Terminal 1 in Mumbai. So I believe that in order to make it competitive with Uber and Ola, fleet size to be increased substantially. Your view, please, sir. Sir, it is nice to note that with an objective and enhance the company's presence and capabilities in the last mile delivery, the company entered into agreement to acquire 60% equity of JipJap Logistics Private Limited and acquired 36% on 8/4/2022. Whether they acquired the remaining 24% as on date, and how the takeover is helping us in increasing the revenue and profit of the company. It is also said that there will be a significant shift to sophisticated, high-value integrated services direct to customer, and will become a $100 billion business market by 2025. And taking into consideration of all these above factors and vision of our company to become 10,000 crore logistic company by 2026, do you believe that it will be able to reach its target as mentioned in the vision by 2026? The company will be able to reach that. And what will be the role of our company as regards profitability by 2026? And what about, sir, last year you also, Mr. Saminathan, you are also talked about the vaccine distribution. It is also a profit center. So how it worked during financial year 22? Financial 22. And sir, there is significant upstick demand for consumer products from tier 2 and tier 2 cities due to rising disposable incomes and share of elite and affluent households. What is the role played by our company in those cities? And how our owned electric delivery brand Edel performed during financial year 22 and your expectation for financial year 23? And so, contribution of two of our subsidiaries, namely 2 and 2 Logistics and Lord's Freight, is very small in comparison to total turnover. We do expect both will contribute positively to our profitability. Thank you all for patient hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Muzumdar. Thank you for your questions. Can we have the next speaker, please?
Our next speaker, Ms. Ashalata, has not joined. So we will move to speaker number 5, Ms. Prakashini Shinoy.
Hello, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, Ms. Shinoy, you're audible.
Yes. Respected, and I am Prakashini Ganesha Shenoy from Bombay. Respected Honorable Chairman, other dignitaries on the board, and my fellow shareholders, good evening to all of you. I received the annual report well in time, which is colorful, informative, transparent, and contains all the information as per the corporate governance. I thank the Company Secretary, Ms. Ruchi Khanna, and her team for the same. I should not forget to thank them once again for giving me a call and reminding me of today's meeting along with the link. Thank you once again, Ruchi and Supriya. The chairman has given a fair picture of the company and its working. I am glad to note that the company has done excellent work in respect of CSR activities. And I am thankful to the management for receiving number of awards and accolades for the financial year, namely Gold Award CII Industries Championship Trophy 2021. I am thankful to the board for recommending 20% dividend for the financial year 2021. I am very happy to note and the highlights done by the company. One, the state-of-art warehouse facility at Lahari, and the warehouse with the solar panel and electricity, and 25% growth to the revenue of the company. I wish the company good luck for a bright future and pray God. Sir, I have few questions. What are the plans for digital future? Question number 1. And question number 2 is, who are the main competitors in the business? And my question number 3 is, CapEx plan for the new warehouses. I wish the company good luck for a bright future and pray God that the profit of the company shall reach the peak in due course. Sir, I strongly and wholeheartedly support all the resolutions put forth in today's meeting. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Shinoy. Can we now move on to the next speaker, please?
We have speaker number 6, Mr. Anil Parekh.
Hello. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Parekh, I can hear you.
Am I audible?
Yes, Mr.
Hello?
Parekh, I can hear you.
And can you see me, sir?
No, the video. Yes, now we can see you.
Okay. Chairman Sri Anish ji, Amit Ariali ji, and other board of directors, good evening to you all. Chairman sir, we met on 27th of July for the meeting of Mahindra Lifespace, and now again we are meeting online. It was a lively discussion at the Mahindra Lifespace. Thank you, sir, for that. Now, I would start with saying that our company secretary, Ruchi Khanna, is very kind to help us out at all the time. Whenever I have called her, she is always readily available to help us out. So kindly keep her for a long time. She is a great asset to the company. My many congratulations to Ruchi Khanna. Now, sir, I would like to draw your attention. I should not do this, but it's my duty to draw your attention that on page 87, corporate information page in the registered office and corporate office, we have forgotten to mention our telephone number. If you can incorporate next time, that will give great help to the investors. Now, sir, coming to the balance sheet part, we have done exceedingly well this year, and congratulations for many awards and recognition you have achieved. Sir, on financial metrics, though our revenue has gone up 4,083 crores, but sir, our margins is under pressure compared to last 4 years. Last 4 years, it was 65 crores, 86 crores, 55 crores. This year, it is under pressure, only 35 crores. Although margins are under pressure, but you have rewarded us with the dividend. Thank you, sir, for that. But also, I can see our return on equity is down. Our ROCE also down. So we need to do much on these fronts. Sir, as far as our vision of achieving 10,000 crore logistics service provider mark, I'm truly believer that you will certainly able to do that 10,000 crore mark, considering the fact that we are a Mahindra Group company. Sir, on our elite cap service for emergency vaccination to senior citizens, sir, very good initiative. As of today, no one has taken this initiative. So I give you many congratulations for that, for doing that kind of good things for the senior citizens. Sir, as far as our on page 17, sir, as of today in Bhiwandi or elsewhere, we have 17.5 million square feet warehousing spaces. Sir, what you would like to add into this warehousing space this year? How many more million square feet we would like to add? And I have visited that Bhiwandi facility. It is world-class, state-of-the-art facility, and you truly deserve compliments for that. Sir, we are also in freight forwarding. I have many times delivered many whatever parcels and all that, but I have never came across our Mahindra logistic for doing freight forwarding. So we need more awareness about our freight and forwarding, sir. Also, sir, acquisition of Meru. Sir, earlier we used to have a Meru for our mobility, but now Uber and Ola has replaced major what you call setback for all the mobility players. So, what are your plans as far as Meru is concerned? How we can surpass Uber and Ola in tier 1 or 2 cities? Sir, also 1 minute. Sir, our e-vehicles deployed for deliver. As of today, how many e-vehicles we have deployed for delivering our goods to the different clients? And I have no further questions. I'm really thankful to our CS team, Ruchi Khanda and all people concerned at CS team for extending wholehearted support. So as we would like to support you wholeheartedly for all the resolutions proposed today. Thank you very much, sir.
Our next speaker, Ms. Lekha.
Next speaker, please.
Hello, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, Ms. Shah, please carry on. We can hear you.
Thank you, sir. Respected Chairman, sir, Board of Directors, and my fellow members. Good evening to all of you. Myself, Lekasha from Andheri. First of all, I'm very much thankful to our company secretary, Ruchi ma'am, for extending very good investor services and also sending me the AGM notice well in time, which is full of knowledge, fact and figures in place. And also, my favorite and beautiful Ruchi ma'am always answered all my calls and have happily cleared all my doubts. Once again, Ruchi ma'am. Sir, I would thank to all the personnel of company for receiving awards and recognition by the various plan during the year 21 and 22. And also, I am glad the company is doing very well in the field of CSR activities. Thank you, Chairman Sir, for explaining us well about the company. Congratulations for excellent work, sir. Sir, I pray to God that He always shower His blessing upon you. Sir, I would like to ask three questions. My first question is, has there been any impact of COVID second wave on the company operation? My second question is, are your employees are working from home or they are working from the office? So I would like to say, I strongly support all the resolutions for today's meeting and my wishes always our company and its prosperity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Shah. Thank you. Can we have the next speaker, please?
The next speaker is Mr. Yusuf Rangwani.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear my voice? Good evening, Chairman, sir. आपको मेरा आवाज आ रहा है? चेयरमैन
Yes,
साहब,
we
आपको
can
मेरा
hear you.
आवाज आ रहा है? मैं जा चल आपको मेरा आवाज आ रहा है? पर चेयरमैन साहब, good evening, sir. My name is Yusuf Rangwala, speaking from Mumbai. Sir, I am very thankful to our company secretary Ruchi Khanna madam for sending my balance sheet. Annual report is 362 pages, very colorful. Sir, we have page number 14, around 2,500 employees, 22 industries, 100 countries, 2,800 workers. And say dividend you given 25 rupees, but 2 rupees 50 paisa on 10 rupees share. So this is a 15th annual general meeting. Sir, I am very happy with our company balance sheet. On page number 2, sir, we are having an auto. All the people, आपका स्टाफ सर लेके खड़े हैं. सर ये जान के मुझे हाउ मेनी ऑटो वी हैविंग सर ऑन पेज नंबर 2. तो टोटल नंबर आपके पास कितना ऑटो है ऐसा जानना चाहता हूँ. टोटल नंबर ऑफ. और सर आपका टोटल नंबर ऑफ ये अपना अपना वेयर हाउस कितना है सर? ये मुझे कुछ मालूम नहीं पड़ा. टोटल नंबर ऑफ वेयर हाउस. और सर अपना लिंक पीपल की सर्विस जितनी अच्छी है उतनी धन्यवाद देता हूँ लिंक पीपल को. और आपको भी सब आने वाले सब त्योहारों को मेरे शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ. और सर ये अपना महिंद्रा ग्रुप की कंपनी है. इट इज वन ऑफ द एक्सीलेंट ग्रुप कंपनी विच बिलोंग टू आप मैनेज बाय यू सर एंड आवर मैडम रुचि खन्ना मैडम. आपको एक बार धन्यवाद देता हूँ और आपको शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ. आपको इस कंपनी में ज्वाइन होने के लिए मेरा फुल सपोर्ट है और मैं आपको विश करता हूँ मैडम. Wishing you a very happy joining this company, madam. Thank you very much. And nothing more to it. I end my speech. Wishing you a 15 August, which is a nearby, and 7th year is a 15 August celebrating. Sir, wish you a very happy 15 August in advance. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, sir. Nothing more to it, sir. My speech here only.
Thank you. Can we have the next speaker, please?
Our next speaker is Mr. Manjeet Singh.
Hello, my audible?
Yes, Mr. Singh. Please carry on.
हाँ जी, महिंद्रा लॉजिस्टिक्स ट्रेड की 15वीं एजीएम के अंदर चेयरमैन, डायरेक्टर, कंपनी सेक्रेटरी, को स्टाफ और माय को शेयर होल्डर सभी का मैं स्वागत करता हूं और भगवान के आगे प्रार्थना करता हूं कि सभी स्वस्थ रहें. हमारी कंपनी 17 मिलियन स्क्वायर फीट वायर हाउस और 500 प्लस लोकेशन के साथ करीब करीब चल रही है, जो मेरे रिकॉर्ड में आ रहा है. शायद आपने इसमें कोई और एक्सपेंशन किया हो, तो ये बड़ी अच्छी बात है कि आप लॉजिस्टिक्स कंपनी होते हुए साथ में वायर हाउस का भी फैसिलिटी देते हैं, जहाँ की सामान का रख रखाव अच्छे तरह से रहे. ये आपकी एक स्पेशलिटी है जो जाहिर करती है आपकी क्वालिटी को. आपके सर फ्यूचर प्लान क्या है 24 महीने के? क्योंकि आने वाले टाइम में जो है सड़कें भी बदल रही हैं, और ईंधन के साधन भी बदल रहे हैं। तो आगे 24 महीने के आपके रोड मैप क्या हैं, इस बारे में बताइएगा, क्योंकि कई तरह के हाईवे पर काम चल रहा है। कई एक्सप्रेस हाईवे आने वाले 24 महीनों के अंदर चालू होने वाले हैं, और जो हम जिस एनर्जी पर हम डिपेंड हैं उसके अलावा एनर्जी और भी हमें मिलनी है, चाहे इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल हो चाहे वो और हो। और जो ये फ्यूल प्राइस के अंदर जो काफी तेजी आती है, इस टाइम जो है फ्यूल प्राइस हाई रेट पे ही चल रहे हैं करीब करीब, तो उसका हम किस तरह से समाधान करते हैं, आप थोड़ा इस बारे में बताइएगा। कस्टमर के ऊपर हम उसका रेट डालते हैं या कैसे समाधान करते हैं, आप बताइएगा जरूर। करीब 5 साल हो गए हमारा शेयर आए हुए, तो कोई कॉर्पोरेट एक्शन बनेगा सर? कोई प्रमोटर होल्डिंग हम अपनी बढ़ाने चाहेंगे, कोई बायबैक का प्लान है आपका? अगर कोई ऐसा है तो बोर्ड मीटिंग में इस पर विचार करिए। एक हमारे शेयर होल्डर ने पहले भी स्प्लिट के लिए कहा, तो आप अगर स्प्लिट करेंगे शेयर को तो ऑलरेडी शेयर बाजार में उसका वॉल्यूम बढ़ेगा। कॉर्पोरेट एक्शनों से जो है बाजार में शेयर की वैल्यू में थोड़ा और बढ़ती है, अगर आप इस बारे में ध्यान देंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा। पुराने शहरों के साथ साथ नए शहरों का भी गठन होता है, और पैकर और मूवर का जो है काम बहुत चलता है। हमारी क्या पोजीशन है लॉजिक स्टेट के अंदर, हम क्या पैकर और मूवर का काम करते हैं या आगे हमारा प्लान है इस बारे में? क्योंकि फितरत रही है कि पुराने शहरों के साथ नए शहर और बनते हैं और वहाँ पलायन होता है, लोग वहाँ के वहाँ जाते हैं, तो ये जो पैकर और मूवर का काम कभी रुकता नहीं है। तो इस बारे में आपके फ्यूचर प्लान क्या हैं, जरूर बताइएगा इस बारे में। आपके सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट ने जो काम किया है, हम इतनी दूर बैठकर आपसे जुड़ पाए हैं, और उन्होंने जो अरेंजमेंट रखा है हमारे लिए बहुत काबिल तारीफ है। सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट का मैं धन्यवाद करना चाहूँगा कि इतनी दूर बैठकर भी इतनी स्मूथली हम आपसे जुड़ पाए हैं। तो बाकी आपका ज़्यादा टाइम ना लेते हुए, गुड इवनिंग सर, थैंक यू।
Thank you. Can we have the next speaker, please?
Next speaker is Mr. Vinod Agarwal.
Hello. Hello, Chairman sir. Can you hear my voice? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Please carry on.
Chairman sir, first of all, good evening to you, all the board of directors and all the staff of Mahindra Logistics Limited and my co-fellow shareholders. चेयरमैन सर, तकरीबन मैं आईपीओ के दौरान से सर आपके साथ जुड़ा हुआ हूं सर, और सर जिस तरीके से सर आप कंसिस्टेंट सर डिविडेंड भी सर हमें देते आ रहे हैं, और सर हमारा फेस वैल्यू जो 10 रुपए का शेयर है, इसकी तकरीबन सर प्रमोटर होल्डिंग आपकी सर फिलहाल 58.15% है। तो सर आप इसके लिए इसकी अपनी प्रमोटर होल्डिंग बढ़ाने के लिए क्या सर आप कोई बायबैक के बारे में सोच रहे हैं? तो सर थोड़ा सा बताइए। बाकी सर स्प्लिट के बारे में तो कई लोग कह ही चुके हैं, वो तो जो आप लोग आप जो बोर्ड मीटिंग में फैसला करेंगे वो ही होगा। बाकी आप हमें सर जिस तरीके से रिटर्न आप लोग मेहनत कर रहे हैं उस तरीके से सर हमें रिटर्न अच्छी मिलेगी आने वाले टाइम में, हम सर इसी बात की इसी आपसे चाहते हैं। बाकी सर ये जिस तरीके से सर आपकी शुरुआती प्रेजेंटेशन सर मीटिंग से पहले जो चल रही थी वीडियो, उसके अंदर सर मैंने देखा कि आपने पीछे कोरोना काल में और डिजास्टर के टाइम में जो आपने एम्बुलेंस से भी दी सरकार को काम करने के लिए, और उन्हीं को आपने दे दी। और सर जिस तरीके से हजारों लोगों को आपने उन लोगों की भी मदद करी है सर, इस बारे में सर ये चीज दिखाती है सर कि आप कितना सर काम करते हैं सर पब्लिक के लिए। तो सर यही चीज दर्शाती है कि सर आपने जो काम किए हैं सर वो काबिले तारीफ हैं। बाकी चेयरमैन सर आपके पूरे के पूरे सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट ने और मॉडरेटर ने सर जो तरीके सर हमें आपके सामने इतनी फ्रीक्वेंटली बोलने का मौका दिया, इन लोगों का सर मैं धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा। और सर यही कहना चाहूंगा सर जितनी लगन से सर ये लोग काम कर रहे हैं, ये सर ये दर्शाता है कि सर आपके नेतृत्व में ये लोग भी जानते हैं कि हम लोगों ने सबका ध्यान रखना है शेयर होल्डर्स का, कि शेयर होल्डर आराम से आपके सामने अपनी अपनी बात रख पाए। इसके लिए चेयरमैन सर मैं आपको भी धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा, और सर आपकी पूरी सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट को भी धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा सर, जिन्होंने इतनी आराम से मैं आपके सामने बोलने का मौका दिया। थैंक यू चेयरमैन सर।
Thank you, Mr. Singh. Can we have the next speaker, please?
Yes, we have Mr. Agarwal now.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, my video has been started. respected Chairman Dr. Anish Shah, CEO Ram Praveen Swaminathan, CFO Yogesh Patel, and CS Ruchi Khanna. Good afternoon to everyone and regards to everyone, sir. I have gone through your annual report, sir. We have done the highest ever revenue in COVID times of 4,083 crores, which was 25% higher than the last year. But the PAT margin is very low, sir. It is just 1% of the revenues. It's even less than 1% of the revenue. You'll have to look into it, sir. The EBITDA margin was 5% plus, and the PAT is only 1%. So you'll have to look into it. We are a net debt-free company with a net worth of 591 crores, and we also have a liquidity of 132 crores in the current assets segment, which is very nice, sir. That means we can do much more than what we are capable of doing. We are acquiring Meru and other platforms from our parent company. So, one thing which I've noted is that 96.5% of our revenue is coming from supply chain management, and only 3.5% has come from enterprise mobility solutions. Now, with the acquisition of Meru, can we take this to 10%, the enterprise the mobility solution? Because now that will be direct people to people, and it's more than supply chain. This is different from this thing. Sir, your CSR spend was 1.77 crore against a mandate of 1.69 crores, 8 lakhs more than what was mandated. The company is doing a lot of integrated logistics. One thing which I have noted in the annual report is, sir, we've got 22,800 employees. Now, when I see on the balance sheet side, sir, your employee benefit expenses have remained very constant, sir. They were 296.46 crores in last year. This year, they have been only 300 crores, a marginal increase of 3.5 crores only for 22,800 employees, sir. What is the attrition rate if you are not going to increase your employee expenses and you're not going to give better employee benefits to your employees, these 22,000 employees, sir? So I would like to know what was the attrition rate for these 22,000? Yeah. So, with the yeah, and sir, I'm also like others. I compliment the company secretary Ruchi Sharma, who has made me join this AGM. She had contacted me yesterday also, and I also compliment the company for receiving various awards that those have been mentioned on page 86. I'm signing off, Vinod Agarwal from Mumbai. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Can we have the next speaker, please?
We have Miss Vasudha Dhauke.
Hello. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can. Please carry on, Ms. Dhauke.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I would sorry, sir. Very good evening, respected chairman, sir, board of directors, and my fellow shareholders. Myself, Vasudha from Thane. I would like to congratulate our company secretary, Ruchi ma'am, for helping me to join this meeting whole day. Most of the question was already asked by my previous shareholder. I will not take your much time. Only one question I would like to ask. Please throw some lights on our foreign exchange earnings and outgoing. With this, I support all the resolution and wish the company all the best for coming financial years, and my best wishes for coming all the festivals during the month of Shravan. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Can we have the next question, please? Next speaker,
Last
please.
speaker for the day, Mr. Harish Shah.
Good afternoon, Chairman and all the board of directors and other dignitaries. I just have only two questions. One is to have we are just looking at by FY23 to reach revenue of 10,000 crores. So my question is, out of each segment of MLL, that is 3PL, warehousing, EMS, and freight forwarding, where you expect more growth? I mean, that is 250% from 4,000 crore last year, FY22 to FY24. And out of this, what are the growth which will come from new acquisitions And I mean, what is the percentage which will come from the existing organic growth and inorganic growth? Second question is capital allocation all the time for new acquisition, and is that any time limit which we have by which any new area or sub area or bolt-on acquisition becomes profitable, or take a decision for allocation of more capital to all this kind of bolt-on acquisition, because every year we go on acquiring multiple companies. So what is the way this will definitely will help Mahindra Logistics to create value for its shareholders and all its employees? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Shah. Before I address the questions raised by all of you, I would like to share a short video on how the company has embarked upon a transformative journey of igniting success.
At Mahindra Logistics, we are one team with a shared vision. We together make it a great place to work. Our people programs have empowered employees to work in an environment that is highly collaborative, inclusive, and driving innovation. With employee-centric policies and initiatives, we are creating an impact in the lives of our workforce. With our remote working policy, we promote work-life balance. We introduced several policies linked to COVID-19 to provide support and assistance to make the employee experience better. We promote diversity through our focused initiatives to onboard veterans through VEER, LGBTQ community members, persons with disabilities, and women on a career break via the UDAN initiative. Our employees benefit from a best-in-class e-learning platform with over 7,000 modules and capability-building initiatives like Accelerate 2.0, leadership development programs, etc. Functional competency framework with career maps enables career progression. We are guided by our code of conduct to do the right thing every day, fostering ethics and trust within the organization. Our core values are defined, which make us give our best. We have a keen focus on employees' physical, mental, and financial health and overall well-being with Swayam sessions. Initiatives like Samvad and Sanjeevani enables two-way communication and helps us create a more engaged workforce. At MLL, we believe in the power of people. We invest in our teams, empower them, enabling them to deliver unparalleled experience to our customers and ignite success in their careers.
All right, members, thank you again for your questions. And I'll try and answer all of them in the interest of time. Several of you have asked common questions, so we will answer. If you answer it once, then we will assume that it covers any repetitions of those questions as well. So let me start with obviously our first speaker, Mr. Dinesh Bhatia, who commented on our share price. Share price is market driven, and therefore we have no specific observation on that, Mr. Bhatia. Mr. Besania had a couple of questions around whether on Meru as well as our outlook for the next 2 years. So Meru is a long-term strategic investment and it meets our investment guidelines. We do believe that the business, both in terms of the service lines it brings in, as well as the synergy benefits it will bring with the rest of our mobility business, will be accretive for the company. The mobility business has been affected because of the pandemic, so we will see this benefit roll up over the next few years as we see market corrections as well turning up. You would have probably noticed that we have shown very strong momentum in Meru's business between the first quarter of this year and the same quarter for last year. So we are seeing some positive momentum that as we synergize both those businesses. In terms of outlook for the next 2 years, I think it's more of the same as our chairman, Dr. Anish had covered in his comments. Our focus really is on driving customer value-led growth by providing customers integrated solutions in our 3PL business, and by providing and expanding our participation in network services like B2B Express, right, as well as freight forwarding and last mile delivery. As the markets come back, we obviously expect strong return in the mobility business as well. So our strategy is fairly clear. I think it's really about continue to execute and continue to maintain the momentum of the growth we have shown over the last couple of years. Moving on to the next question, I'll now take the questions from Ms. Chinoy. And I think first question is around our digital future and the digital plan. So the company over the last 3 years has embarked, Ms. Chinoy, on a comprehensive digitization roadmap. And I'm pleased to share with you that as we stand today, I think we have covered we have a range of integrated business platforms. We are completely on web or on cloud, and we have tech architecture which comprises all our individual service lines, and which is then integrated so we can optimize the customer supply chain. That starts from last mile delivery across to cross border. We've also invested with leading partnerships like SAP and so on, to help strengthen our overall IT capabilities in a world-class way with strong governance. Through initiatives like Catapult, we're also strengthening, and our floor automation initiatives, we're investing there as well. So we expect to obviously continue to do this over the next few years as well. In terms of competitors, we obviously serve multiple markets, the 3PL business, network services like freight forwarding and B2B Express, and mobility. And in each of these areas, we have different competitors in each of them. In mobility, it's companies like Ola and Uber and Mega Cabs. In B2B Express, we have competitors like TCI Express and SafeX. In the 3PL business, of course, we have industry players such as TVS Supply Chain Solutions, right? And then in freight forwarding, we compete with a series of domestic and international companies, including All Cargo and DHL and so on. So the industry is very fragmented, and therefore we have a large competitive base. In terms of capex plan for warehouses for the future, I think we have been adding, we've added around 2.5 million square feet a year over the last 2 to 3 years, and we will continue to expand warehousing infrastructure in line with our growth. Right. So as we look at our growth targets year on year, we will build infrastructure in line with that, and we expect that to be an important part of how we grow. I take note of the questions of Mr. Manjeet Singh. I think in terms of future plans, we don't give specific guidance for the future. Mr. Singh also had a question on fuel price increases. Operationally, it has no impact on our business because all our customer contracts have indexed fuel pricing within them, so it's a pass-through. As regarding your suggestions on corporate actions, those suggestions are well received, Mr. Singh. The board will consider it at the appropriate time and deem it as it deems appropriate. I also would like to clarify to you that we are not in the mover and packers business. Strategically, we have chosen not to be in that business given the competitive and the strategic landscape there. I think Mr. Sarjeet Singh also had some suggestions on corporate action, bonuses, and so on. And as I've said before, I think those suggestions are well taken and the board will consider them at an appropriate time. Going on to Mr. Agarwal's questions, I think there are several of them. I think one was around, what the share of SCM and enterprise mobility in our kind of overall mix, and what Meru would help contribute to that. So yes, obviously we expect that the mobility business will accelerate both as macros improve and with the acquisition of Meru. I'm not sure whether we don't really peg a targets in the enterprise mobility business should be 10%, but we are setting up the business for strong and aggressive growth, and we are optimistic about its prospects. I think Mr. Agarwal had a question around or comment around employee benefits and the employee base we had of 22,800 employees. What I would just state there is that the 22,800 employee includes our third-party associates, whereas the benefit number you have on employee benefits only relates to our full-time employee base, and so it does not cover 22,800 employees. From an attrition rate perspective, Mr. Agarwal, our attrition is comparable or better than many of the other players in the industry. And as I hope you had a chance to see some of the videos we played at the beginning. There's a range of employee engagement and talent development initiatives, both in terms of attracting talent and upskilling and enhancing them, which includes Accelerate, Prapantran, which is our Six Sigma program, our coaching and development program, and we also have a remote working policy which helps employees find a hybrid way of working in a post-COVID environment. I think your comments on PAT margin reductions are also well taken. I think the business has been in a recovery phase, right? And as we have mentioned, we've had a couple of things as we've had to pull back post-COVID with a lot of volatility and uncertainty in the external market. We've also been expanding and investing in long-term leases for our warehousing infrastructure, which obviously has an impact from an AS 116 perspective on our earnings. What I can assure you is there are several initiatives and programs the management has under the purview of the board has underway to continue to focus on expanding our profitability. Moving on to Ms. Vasudha's question, she did have a question on Forex earnings and outflow. So I think our Forex earnings, we have no real earnings from a Forex perspective. We have a very small outgo on Forex, Ms. Vasudha, and that's largely for software licenses from multiple software providers whom we source that from globally. I'll now move on to Mr. Parekh's questions. And suggestions. I think he did have a suggestion on registered office and corporate office. We'll take your suggestion on the phone number inclusion. And for the same, I would just highlight that it is, however, provided in page 193 of the integrated report. And those contacts are provided there. I think the margin pressure for the past 2 years, as I mentioned earlier, we continue to see the challenge of COVID and a lot of volatility, right? And as we have come back to and growth phase again now, we expect that to get accelerated, right? And we are optimistic about that. Warehousing space, again, 17.5 million. We will continue to expand that in line with those objectives. Mr. Parekh sought some suggestions around or had some inputs around Meru. We do not. I would like to clarify, Mr. Parekh, that for the large part, our mobility business, especially Meru, is an airport to city and city to airport service. We do not largely play in the general ride-hailing segments, which many other competitors do play in. We believe that the airports lines have great synergy with Alight, the other mobility business we have, and so that's been one of the things that's driven strong improvement as we've driven integration across those businesses. Moving on to Ms. Lekha Shah's question, and she did have a question on COVID impact. I think, Ms. Shah, thank you for that question. So obviously, from an employee perspective, we did see 7 to 8% COVID positivity rates, which we felt. I think our teams did a fantastic job to keep it to that level, both across wave 1 and wave 2, and we've continued to operate through this entire phase, right? And happy to share with you that the company has really been fully shut down only for 3 days since March 23rd, 2020. That said, I mean, we have had 98% recovery of all our employees who were COVID positive. There has been some business impact in wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3, and we have shared that proactively, if there is a material basis or otherwise in our commentaries otherwise. Employees work from office. We have an hybrid policy for certain categories of our employees, which allows them to operate interoperably from home and office. And we also have a policy where employees, based on the circumstances, can seek work from home, right? And we allow that to do that. I'll go on to Mr. Rangwala's questions. We have a total fleet of around, Mr. Rangwala, as of this week, we probably have a fleet of around 700 vehicles. They're not, more than 550 to 600 have been consistently deployed. We have our total warehouses of 17.5 million square feet. We have 281 operating locations precisely. Right, and the warehouses are there. The company serves more than 21,000 PIN codes, out of which 6,000 PIN codes are served directly. I think I'll now come to Mr. Majumdar's questions, which obviously comprise all parts of our business. So let me take them in some order, right? So firstly, I think revenue contribution from SCM and EMS. EMS contribution to the total revenue was a little bit short of 4%, 3.66% precisely. The non-M&M versus M&M contribution. Non-M&M businesses on the supply chain side were 52% of our consolidated revenue level. And I think Mr. Majumdar also had a related question on how do we reduce that dependency? And what I would highlight here is that going back 3 or 4 years, the share of the auto and farm businesses of Mahindra Group by between 70 to 75% of our revenue. Over the last 3 to 4 years, we have continued to accelerate the reduction of that share. Our focus is not to do that by reducing the M&M businesses, it's actually by growing the other businesses, right? Today, I think we are down to around just short of 50%. And as you can sustain this 20-25% growth in markets like consumer and e-com, and the growth of businesses like freight forwarding and express, we should continue to work towards a balanced portfolio. Right, M&M still remains our marquee logo, and that's something is a relationship which we are both proud about, right? And we learn a lot from that relationship as well. There was a question Mr. Majumdar had around Bajaj Electricals agreement signed in March 21, and Flipkart EVs in June. The Bajaj agreement, Mr. Majumdar, to clarify, was an agreement announced as 1,000 crores of revenues over 5 years, right? And that program has been under implementation since in the last fiscal. There have been some delays because of the COVID impact. Those have impacted both the deployment as well as the scale up of volumes on our customer side. But overall, the program has been fully implemented now, and revenues right are in line with our projections, right, and probably be in the zone of the annual basis of the 1,000 crores which we had indicated over 5 years. Flipkart, we do have a fairly large fleet of vehicles already deployed for Flipkart. Again, that's a long-term agreement which will be deployed over time. Given the nature of our agreement, I'm not in a position to share precise numbers. I think there was a question also around the huge amount of the RPT, as Mr. Mazumdar had raised, and the resolution around RPT going from 3,000, the resolution requesting an RPT approval from 3,500 to 5,000 crores. Now, we would bear in mind here that we have established this resolution in the context of the expected business growth overall. So as we look at the company and its vision of becoming 10,000 crores, we actually have kind of looked at that as the index for the long-term outlook. And given that this is in 5-year, this resolution have a life of 5 years up to FY26, the RPT base has been expanded in line with that. And that we don't think is out of the ordinary given the nature of our business and the nature of the relationship with M&M as a customer. I think Mr. Mazumdar also had a question around the subsidiary outlook for F23. We don't give a specific outlook on any part of our business, but I would just say that the Lords business represents our forwarding business. It finished last year at roughly 11% of our consolidated revenue. And therefore has now become a material part of our business. It is a business and it's kind of the playbook, like we have been able to grow the freight forwarding business. We expect to be able to grow the other businesses, whether it's the other subsidiaries, following the same playbook. Right, and that's kind of our strategic outlook for that. Right, I will then cover obviously your question on on ZipZap Logistics. We have acquired 36%. We have planned for a framework to go up to 60% of acquisition, but we have not exercised that. Equity MLL ownership of ZipZap remains at 36% as of today. ZipZap will bring in substantial capabilities, and I will use Mr. Mazumdar had a related question around our tier 2, tier 3 cities and what is our plan to expand there. And I'm happy to share, Mr. Mazumdar, that the ZipZap acquisition is, and I remember you asking the same question last year, right? And the acquisition of our stake in ZipZap will actually help us strengthen that coverage. Together now we are in more than 250 tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 cities across the country between the MLL network and the ZipZap network. And that is an important strategic capability which we believe will aid the company. You did have a question around the profitability of the company and what had happened right in F22 specifically. So I think as we had mentioned a couple of times over the last couple of years, we have obviously firstly expanded our warehouses substantially, and that has meant that there has been an increase in AS 116 depreciation. The second thing is that obviously last year in the third quarter, the festive season was far more muted, and because of the fact that we had lower volume throughput in the festive season, we had a weaker third quarter overall. It was also a quarter where we did a lot of capacity expansion, so we had a multiplier impact of that. When you compare F21 and F22, I think in F21, you will also see a contribution of other income. We had got a substantial amount of refunds in F21, right, tax refunds and so on, and therefore other income did come down to a lower level in F22, and therefore that is another item which I would draw your attention to. Lastly, to a question around, do we believe in our ability to get to achieve, and what do we think will take us to achieve the 10,000 crore target? I think the way we see it is the question we ask is what will it take for us to do that? And I think our focus is really on 3 things. Let me begin the mobility business, which we think has significant growth multiple. With the acquisition of Meru, I think we have a very strong platform, and we are pretty much a unique platform, being a company which is B2B, B2C, has a wide range of services, and has probably the largest owned electric fleet. Right, in that space. So we think that as that market recovers, there'll be substantial growth there. The network services businesses have virtually doubled in the last 3 years, right, and have grown from around 5% of our revenue to being around 20% of our revenue in F22, and we expect that growth is another big lever for us to sustain and grow the business on. And the core 3PL business, as we continue to see both market recovery in automotive, as you all know, the automotive market is a very significant part of 3PL demand. and that market has been significantly depressed. So as the market corrects and as we see expansion of various government initiatives and a stronger growth environment, we are pretty positive about our ability to create this growth and also to create this growth profitably across the board. So with that, I think we have covered, I think I missed, sorry, I think Mr. Shah's questions, right? Around, I think he'd have a question on, what is our segmental share in that 10,000 crore vision. I think, as I mentioned just now, Mr. Shah, we don't give specific guidance, but we do expect specific differentiated growth levers across the three businesses. How do we track acquisitions, right? And how do we do? Yes, each of the acquisitions follows specific investment hurdles. The company has the board of directors and the investment committee of the board have a strong review mechanism for the acquisitions, and we do also periodically go back and report to the board on how we are making progress, right, against our long-term targets. Bear in mind that each of the acquisitions is designed to be accretive strategically and financially over a window of time, and that is kind of what we really measure our performance to, right? And I think there are a couple of questions in the chat box as well, right? And those are, what is your next 2 years roadmaps? And I think, as I said earlier on, I think I've already covered that question. There's also a question around when can we expect bonuses, and as I mentioned, I think a couple of other speakers have that question. The board will take that on record and review it, right, as appropriate. With that, I think we've answered almost all of the questions. If I have missed something, we do apologize for that, and feel free to contact us and Ruchi especially. You all know very well, and we will kind of answer those questions. I do want to thank you all for all the questions and for all your introspective support of the company, and especially, of course, Mr. Tamal Mazumdar for his thorough reading and review of all the accounts. It's always a chance for us to understand things which we have learned and missed from it as well. So thank you very much, and all the other shareholders as well. With that, I would hand it back to our chairman, Dr. Anish Shah. Over to you, Dr. Shah.
Thank you, Ram. With this, we come to the end of this meeting. I would request shareholders who have not yet voted to cast their votes. The e-voting will continue for 15 minutes after the meeting. The scrutinizer, after the conclusion of voting at this meeting, shall first count the votes cast at the meeting. Thereafter, unblock the votes cast through remote e-voting with the assistance of 2 witnesses, not an employment of the company. The scrutinizer shall make a consolidated scrutinizer's report of the total votes cast for and against. I'm severally authorizing Ms. Ruchi Khanna, the Company Secretary, and Mr. Yogesh Patel, Chief Financial Officer, to receive the scrutinizer's register, report on e-voting and other related papers with requisite details, and also to countersign on the scrutinizer's report upon receipt of the same and declare the results. The results of remote e-voting, aggregated with the results of e-voting at this AGM, along with the scrutinizer's report, shall be communicated to BSE Limited and National Stock Exchange of India Limited, where the equity shares of the company are listed, and will also be placed on the company's website and on the website of NSDL e-voting agency and displayed at the registered office and corporate office of the company within prescribed timelines. I thank each one of you for your presence and support at the meeting. I thank our directors, our management team, business associates, customers, and governments for the continued support extended to the company. I'd also like to thank our statutory auditor, secretarial auditor, registrar, and share transfer agent, NSDL, the e-voting agency, the scrutinizer, and all teams who've contributed in making this event a success. And finally, I'd like to thank Ruchi Khanna and the secretarial team for making this a very seamless event, and not just this event, but just working with all shareholders throughout the year on many matters. They've done a great job. I hereby declare the proceedings as closed and concluded on completion of e-voting by members, which is 15 minutes from now. Thank you and stay safe.